Welcome to East Coast Reviews.
We're blurry.
And we're blurry. Hey, okay.
Nope.
All right, let's get a little bit closer. Okay.
Tanner, do the finger trick. Go close and then go slowly back.
Hey, yo. There we go. Okay, welcome to East Coast Reviews. Today, we are reviewing
Old
Pulteney.
12-year-old, if you can see this blurry camera.
And that's a little bit better. Okay. So,
Yeah.
Old Pulteney, 12-year-old, single malt Scotch whiskey.
Distilled and matured by the sea. I don't think they actually tell you the region, but I think there is a region of Scotland for whiskeys that would be called Island, similar to the Talisker. So I think it's an island-style whiskey. I don't know.
So we do have the
Master of Malt
website. So we'll pull that up really quick. Or should we just talk about it?
Yeah, we'll just read that description there if you want. Yeah.
It says country Scotch whiskey, region Highland whiskey.
Okay.
Distillery brand Pulteney. It's 12 years old.
Single malt Scotch.
Single malt whiskey. Says the 12-year-old expression from Old Pulteney, released in mid-2018, was entirely aged in bourbon casks.
Nice.
Resulting in a heavy influence of bourbon sweetness, which helps to balance the characteristics coastal salinity of the whiskey.
Nice.
An excellent introduction to the Old Pulteney, though well worth a look even if you've already been introduced.
Nice. 40% ABV.
And they have, it says winner of 6 Spirit Awards. They got some awards there, some taste notes. We'll talk about after. We don't want to jeopardize our first impression.
I don't know about super high age, but they do a 15 and an 18 year, I believe. This was 45, right, Tanner? 45 and change?
46, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was no more than 46 when we bought it at the Hacks and Spirits.
Yes. Yeah, I believe like $46.
Yep.
So we're doing a whiskey examination. You want to let everybody know what that means?
Yeah, so we're going to do the 100-point rating scale on 5 different categories. Out of 10, we give looks and aesthetics. Well, yeah, there's 6. That's right. Yeah. So looks and aesthetics.
Categories.
Partially meaning the bottling, labeling, and the look of the whiskey. And the value get out of 10 points. Your aroma, your flavor, mouthfeel, and finish get up to 20 points to round out your 100-point rating scale. Courtesy of East Coast Liquor Reviews, the rating scale.
So yeah, just grab this bottle, $46. It's been a while since I've reviewed a Scotch or even bought a Scotch, talked about Scotch. And me and Eric, we just had a couple cigars, and I said, hey, I said, let's stop at the store. I was like, oh, I'll grab a Scotch, check something out. He recommended this one. You said that this one was worth looking into.
Yeah.
Without further ado, you want to pop it open? Do the honors, bro. Take it out of the box, show off the bottle, and yeah.
Boxing. Old Pulteney, 12-year. The Maritime. You can't even see that, but it says the Maritime.
At the top. So,
yep.
You know what's funny too? Just thinking about it, they got the opening at the top, and you wouldn't never think, but that's good. I seen a bottle of Scotch, and they had the opening at the bottom. So, like, you would pick up the box, and it would come up the bottom. It was like, that's such a bad box design. Good box design.
The
sits very well. This thing doesn't come undone either. Like, even if you were to jostle around, this thing doesn't come off.
So
not bad.
So the bottling says traditionally crafted for rich character, born
with it,
of the port of Wick Caffiness, matured over fine American oak, robust yet smooth with a delicate hint of sea air. And I must add to the review, some people kind of with the Scotch whiskeys. I'll let Tanner open this if you want.
No, yeah, you do that.
All right. I don't because the bottling to some people in Scotch, because it doesn't say anything about if it was chill filtered or if there was any added coloring. One, I like to err on the side of caution on my channel, but other people would say we can't assume that it's not got coloring in Scotland, and it's
Wasn't
not
there
chill
a trick
filtered.
where like You can check it if it's chill filtered. Like if you throw like an ice cube in it, it'll like haze up or something.
Yeah, a lot of whiskeys do that anyways, though,
right.
if you ask me.
Oh, okay.
So
is it a port?
Ooh.
We got
There is a star.
Whoa, cool.
Oh, and then there's a star on the bottom of the bottle too.
Oh, nice.
The same stars on the bottom of the bottle.
Cool.
That's like a compass.
Oh, yeah, it is like a compass. That's cool. I like it.
Yeah, I think this is a synthetic cork, but we'll go and see what it looks like when we pop it.
Can't really see that. It's kinda
Yeah, it's the whoa, Tim. It's the same star on the bottom of the bottle.
Nice looking bottle.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool looking shape. You know what it kind of looks like? Kind of looks like a pot still.
Yeah, exactly. Show the back of the bottle here. There's a pot still there.
Oh, there you go. Well, there you go.
Oh, I already popped it. It's actually a real cork, and there was no pop.
It just
There's no pop.
came off so easily.
Let me pour this for Tanner.
That's okay. That it had the plastic or whatever, right?
Yeah. Around the top of the cork. Here we go. Old Pulteney, 12 year.
It's golden color.
Yeah.
40%, 80 proof, aged 12 years. Yeah. Highland single malt Scotch.
Let's take a look at the appearance. And
It says wick. Caithness?
Yeah, that's the area.
That's the area.
Yeah. They say Highlands on Master Malt. It could be an island Scotch with that maritime malt. I would assume with maritime malt, you're going to get a little bit of salinity from the air around Scotland on the coastline.
So you want to do this an interesting way?
That is right. Yeah, go ahead.
So rather than us just going over the categories and scoring them together,
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe we kind of just talk about the appearance,
Let's
go
do
over flavor notes and stuff. We can talk about the flavors and stuff while we're tasting.
it. Sure. Yeah.
And nosing. As far as
Nosing away.
numbers, we keep them to ourselves. Talk about. We'll write them down,
That nose is good.
and then after we get our final scores, we'll try to talk each other up or down.
Ever watch Curiosity Public? We're
Yeah.
going to go that direction.
That would be
sir.
cool though, right? To try to just rather than just agreeing the entire time,
That
we'll
nose
write
is
down our
cool.
own numbers, and then we'll talk about why we think it deserves those numbers.
All
The
right.
aesthetics, it looks a little bit on the thinner side. It's 40%, but it's got some nice
Fast moving
color.
legs for me.
12 years looks pretty good.
Very fast moving legs.
Looks pretty solid.
I like the labeling. I like the box. I like the.
Oh yeah,
There's
I like the
information
box.
way on the back of the box. Cool.
it's a very nice presentation. This would definitely be a bottle that if you went to maybe a get together or something, you put it down on the table. People would be like, oh, that looks nice. What's that? It's aesthetically appealing. Want to go to the nose?
Got my scores for the look.
Yeah.
And aesthetics. Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, that's cool. It's definitely a single malt. Oh yeah, you get that malty funkiness to the. You get the single malt funky element to the nosing. I feel like I don't know why I keep thinking grapey or something like that, but I get
Nose. You're already.
Yeah, I'm getting the single malt funk in like a grapey thing. You know what I mean by this grapey thing?
Yeah.
But then again, we're using bourbon casks. So
I get
think about it that way. It's not a
apple.
wine. Yeah. Yep. I can see golden, delicious apple. Or like a green apple.
vanilla and
Is that the caramel from the oak? Or from the bourbon barrel. We're getting all that bourbon barrel with the funk of the malt, right?
yeah.
Bourbon barrel and the funk of the malt.
It's like vibrant and fruity. You get a touch of spice. A little bit of the ethanol is coming through.
Yeah, even at 40%, I would agree
Yeah.
with that. That's kind of disappointing a little bit. Not bad. I'm getting
It's toffee.
yeah.
I would say more maybe.
I'm getting a woodsy presence.
There's like
too.
a hard candy sweetness.
Yeah, like
it's
you were
not
talking about rock candy a little
necessarily
bit.
Not necessarily caramel. I would say more toffee. Maybe.
Yeah, a rock candy sweetness almost a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of is like that. Yeah, it's kind of like like the granulated sugar, but in that rock candy form. That or would that be that? I don't know, that pure cane sugar kind of form.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. It's kind of
yeah, but I see grape.
Yeah.
Going back to grape, it does kind of have that
Plum or grape thing.
grape note.
Darker fruit. I'm not really getting cherry. Not that dark fruit. No. Purple colored fruit.
Do you get a little bit of the salinity or
Yep.
any type of
Absolutely
floral?
Absolutely do I get salinity to this one. It's a little bit olive briny without it going. It's olive briny, like pickling salt maybe. It's not sour, but pickling salt. Maybe that kind of brine to the olive, to like a green olive. The juice of a green olive, that's saltiness.
Yeah.
I think the ethanol for 40% is a little off-putting, honestly. I think it's a little. It seems like it's more alcoholic.
It's almost a little bit of this a salinity with a little bit of an acidity.
Like yeah.
There's a little bit of like an acidity as well.
Yep. I agree with that. Huh. I'm gonna go. All right.
I don't know, man. It's just like I want more out of it. It's
Yep.
just like
Out of the nose.
yeah.
Okay. Scoring independent.
Not super. You might be able to talk me up a little bit more. I'm not super impressed.
Well, then I probably won't. So
But no. Balance wise, the aroma is nice. There's nothing that's overpowering. You get like these nuances of these different aromas, but
light orchard fruit.
as far as like a complexity or uniqueness, or like anything different, like something that you would pick up that's unique as far as aromatics out of this, it kind of just smells like your typical 12-year-old Highland Scotch, where it's fruity, vibrant. You get a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of salinity.
Maybe there's a little bit of honey or
honey, definitely.
Yeah, I'm good with the nose on that.
Want to try it?
Yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Solange.
Thanks for trying this out with me.
Thanks, sir.
Oh, it's like creme brulee.
Creme brulee, he says. It's a lot of
Honey
and toffee.
Honey and vanilla.
A lot of honey and vanilla. Vanilla and honey for days. I don't get the purple grape or like a raisin or plum like I thought I did in the taste or in the aroma as much. Maybe I can kind of get where it's going in that direction, but it's not quite that darker.
The finish is phenomenal. The finish lingers forever.
There's some orchard fruits in there.
Totally.
It's
totally
honeyed,
apple, like honey crisp apple. Actually, yeah.
Not very.
It's like a green apple.
Mm-hmm. It's not very. What am I looking at? And what am I trying to say here? It's not very. Oh, the caramels. It's not very like burnt sugars or carameled at all.
Yeah,
that's a word. There, it's more like cooked sugars. Like there's the bourbon barrel giving us the cooked sugary note. I think there's still a funkiness of the malt whiskey that some bourbon drinkers are just not going to be a fan of.
I like the finish, but the upfront initial flavor, I kind of just. I wish it was like a bolder.
Yeah, they could have used
initial upfront punch.
I think this Old Pulteney 12-year-old could have used. I mean, minimally, even going from 40 to 43%.
Cheers, Mark. Hey, you can see this.
Yes. Yeah, this could have used a little bit more ABV and something to help.
Yeah, it's
the flavor's gonna pop
but
out.
But it's. Let's say you're a new Scotch drinker. There's I think the flavor is just like super creme brulee and
you can see the vanilla notes.
Apple, like you said, like green apple.
Yep.
The spice is really nice. You get like this really nice baking spice that kind of lingers.
Mm-hmm.
The upfront initial flavor is just like clean.
Yeah.
But it's just not like super, super bold.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's because I've just been drinking too much bourbon.
Bourbon?
And it's been a while since I've gone back to a Scotch. So maybe it's like I'm just not really appreciating what's in front of me. I like it. I think the flavors are good. It's just like it seems like it's just kind of maybe the mouth feels a little bit lackluster in my opinion.
Yeah. Take some. I'll write some scores down.
But then if you hold some in your mouth, if you hold a little bit in your mouth, you get a little bit of like earthy.
Yeah, I can see that.
It gets a little bit more earthy. You get a little bit more kind of like that, like mossy, kind of like peat moss kind of thing going on. Salinity combined with like the earthy aspect.
There definitely is a salinity. It's not super briny at all. I think the Talisker line, the Talisker 10, had much more of a salinity to it. I see what you're saying about that. I don't think
when you hold it in your mouth, you get a little bit more of that earthy.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the telltale sign that you're drinking. If you were blindfolded, you would definitely tell this is
Scotch.
This is a malt whiskey.
Yeah. Oh yeah, malt whiskey all day. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't think the mouthfeel's appreciably got any. I don't think you have any. Well, what I'm getting at is mouthfeel wise, there's nothing to really write home about on this.
So
it's pretty thin and watery,
question,
honestly.
Right? Here's the question, right? And they asked this on Curiosity Public. If this is on your bar, let's say, right, you got Old Pulteney,
yeah,
and you got a few other choices. How often do you think you're gonna go for this? If you even go for it at all.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of what that you have so much to pick from. You have, let's say, you have my entire selection here to pick from. How likely? I don't have many scotches, to be fair. So if you were to want to drink some scotch, this would probably be. I mean, I got a little bit of Lefroy and some Lagavulin over there, but I definitely need to step up my scotch game again. But yeah. Or let's actually, that's a little generic. Let's say this: you go to a bar, you go to a whiskey bar, right? Mm-hmm. They have like this and like maybe two other Highland single malts. Mm-hmm. Is this memorable enough to the point where you're going to be like, oh, I want that?
No. I don't think so far.
Have you had it before?
No.
I've
never had this before.
You were just recommended by a friend?
Yeah, I was recommended by a friend and by people on the internet as just like this being a really good...
Oh, well, it's super drinkable. That's kind of what I was getting at, though. What I was getting at was it's super drinkable. This is a good background whiskey. Me and you, we could shoot the shit and talk about whatever. We talk about beer. We talk about whiskey. We could sit and sip on this, appreciate it, but it's not like crazy bold enough to the point where we have to sit here and like be like, oh my god, this is intense. I get these flavors of this, and that. This is probably a really good entry level scotch for somebody just getting into Highland scotches. And that this is their entry level bottles, right?
Yeah,
I believe so, right?
That I don't know. I think they have some other offerings that are non-age statements from the Old Pulteney distillery.
Okay, let's see. Okay.
I think there's some more non-age.
But as far as age stated products,
this is probably where they start, honestly.
They're 15 for $80.
Yeah.
18 year for $130. That's not bad. We should try that 29.
Oh yeah.
$125.
Whoa, yeah, we should try that.
It's only $60 a piece.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so they do have some other finished ones. It's a little bit more expensive. Old Pulteney Harbor, $36.62. That's probably the cheapest one I see here. 10 year. They do have a 10 year.
All right, so this is not the
okay
base off for the age stated.
They have a 1 liter
whiskey.
They have a 1 liter 10 year for the same price as the 12.
Oh, and Master sold out.
They have an 8 year. Wait, that's Old Pulteney. That's
an independent bottling from Gordon and MacPhail.
Oh, that's why it's $322.
And it's discontinued.
Discontinued, yeah.
Anyways,
Pulteney 23 year.
Woo!
214.
31 years.
Sold out.
Anyways, that's on mastermalt.com where we look up there.
So they do have a 10 year. So this isn't their entry. But as far as a 12 year, I would say that price range, this is right around probably the best bargain you could get for a 12-year nowadays. What's the green bottle?
What are you talking about, LaCroix?
No. Highland.
Oh, you're talking about Glenlivet?
Not Glenlivet, but that's a good example too. But I was talking about the other one.
No, you're not talking about Glenlivet.
It was one of the first scotches I ever reviewed, to be completely honest with you.
Glenlivet, not Glenmorangie.
Glen something.
Glenn Close. No, that's an actress. Glenn.
It's a green bottle.
It's not
I
Glenn.
can't think
You're
of
not
the
talking
name
about
of it.
Glenlivet.
Is it even Glen?
Probably, I don't think so.
Hold on.
Glenallachie is expensive.
Glenfiddich.
Oh, Glenfiddich. Yeah.
Even that nowadays is like $50, bro.
Yep. Yeah.
The Downmore 12 we were just talking about today. Cheers, Bill.
It's more expensive than the Dalmore stuff.
What's up, bro?
Cheers. I see, sir.
Yeah, the Downmore 12 year used to be $50, $75 now. 12 years are right around $50, $50 to $60.
I think so, yeah.
So a 12 year for $46. No taxes. We don't get taxed on liquor in Rhode Island, so we solid. Yeah. So think about that as far as value. Yeah, I haven't written anything down. Let me get to my scoring over here. We'll do a little bit of.
I mean, it's like a
White
really. It's not. We're not talking about peated Scotch here. That's not what we're getting at. But there is to me, there is a touch of something that's smoky as it as the liquid is drying and finishing on the palate. There is something that's sort of akin to that. I think that's more of this malt element to the whiskey that's giving you that element of that slightly smoky in the background thing. I think it's a funky kind of a feeling malt, but then again, malt whiskeys may just be that way to a lot of people, and they're not really used to that, and people that don't really like that may not really gravitate towards this kind of thing. And in the finish, again, I get a little bit of that funky what did I just say? Like a smoky thing, just a tiny itty-bitty touch when it dries.
Yeah.
And as it's drying, maybe there's a tiny bit of astringency to it as well. It's not really falling off of a cliff, but it's a very short-lived.
10-year?
Probably
the
not.
Orange bottle?
Not recently, no. But I think it's had that.
That's like $40.
Yeah. I don't have a good comparison to tell you which one I like better than Old Pulteney. This is just a very quick finishing whiskey. You get a lot of malt funk, and you get something that's akin to the smoke.
When it comes to value,
That's good.
it depends on.
I say that, and then I go.
It depends on what you're buying.
That 40%, 40% as well.
If you're only buying Scotch, this is in the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many whiskeys out there.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not going to even bring that into. Yeah.
We're talking about just the single malt.
Yeah. Single malt stuff.
Yeah, this doesn't fall off a cliff on the finish, but it's just like a short-lived thing. There's no breadth or complexity to the finish, really. What would you rate that then?
As far as what?
The finishing.
Oh, we're not going over numbers.
No, we're not. But I'm just thinking about that. What would you write down? And then we'll get.
Oh,
to
the
that.
finish is my favorite part.
Is it really?
Yeah, I wrote down the finish is probably my favorite part because it lingers. The upfront initial flavors are kind of lackluster. The finish, I get a nice salinity. I get a good spice. I get a lingering sweetness from the malts. That vanilla cream flavor that I keep talking about really kind of pushes through.
Yeah.
When you just kind of leave a little bit in your mouth, you get more of that earthiness on the finish. You get a little bit more of that kind of floral component. Yeah, I feel like all the flavors on the back end of this, the upfront initial flavor is a little bit light. It's a little on the thinner side. I feel like it could be a little bit more vibrant, but it's very tasty. I will say the upfront initial flavors are tasty. They're good.
Yeah.
It's just kind of you just kind of want a little bit more out of it. You kind of wish this would be like 43%. If they bumped this up to like 43%, I feel like you would get a little bit more out of that upfront initial flavor. Just the entire product itself would have just a little bit more oomph to it, a little bit more of a boldness. And I think that's just kind of what I'm looking for. But it's a 12-year. I mean, the vanillas, I mean, the burnt cream flavor is just like great. I mean, I could probably be talked up on flavor. I'm actually at a good score as far as flavor. After sipping on it, I was a little bit low at first.
Yeah, I got a score. I got a score so far. See if it goes up or down. We will discuss once we give scores and we calculate on our calculator.
Yeah.
I got one.
All right.
How do you want to do this? We will go through the individual.
So
categories?
just go over what you gave for everything.
Or actually, we should go over everything and then we'll go through the individual categories till we end up right. Go give your overall score. And then we'll go through the individual categories until we go up or down.
Yes, yeah.
Curiosity public.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
All right, so Tanner, you want to go first?
We're not stealing. We're
borrowing a great idea so we can discuss.
Okay.
For discussion purposes.
All right, so
Tanner, what do you give overall?
My overall score out of 100, 71.
All right, Tanner says 71 out of 100 for Old Pulteney.
Cheers, Hector.
Hector!
Only one single malt scotch. It was Lismore single malt scotch. I only have blended scotch.
Those are the cheaper kinds.
No, I mean blended scotch is always good too. It takes that's craft right there, blending a good product.
So you said 71.
Yes, 71 out of 100.
All right, I am going to give initially right now the Old Pulteney 12-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey, the Maritime malt. Maritime. You need more salinity for it to be maritime. I will give it a so far when we're going to talk about.
What does maritime mean?
Like it's by the ocean, by the sea. The sea will crash into said distillery and give it that airy maritime salinity to it. Yeah, but I will give it overall so far. We'll discuss this. Mine is a 67.
Okay, so you're a little bit lower than me, but we're still kind of close.
Yeah, so you want to go over your looks and aesthetics.
Okay, so my aesthetic, I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Oh, we're going to cheers. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Borrowing from Curiosity.
I like the box. Good design. The bottle's nice. It looks like a pot still. It's got a...
Yeah, it does.
A real cork?
Yes.
Real cork.
It
tells you right on the front, aged 12 years, 40%, matured over fine American oak. I don't know. It's just got a very nice, there's not too much literature on it. It's just got like a very nice presentation.
Yeah.
Even if just the bottle on the shelf itself, I think it would stand out. It would look nice. In this box, nice presentation. Like I said, it's a sturdy box. You literally like
very sturdy.
Look at this, okay? That's a good cap, okay? That's a good cap.
Yep.
Okay.
You ain't gonna lose that in the box.
You ain't gonna lose
pick
that.
it up from the shelf. So we're all on the same page with looks and aesthetics. There,
yeah.
And the other part of the looks is, the whiskey itself.
You know, if I would give it a little bit more on the aesthetics.
Yeah.
If I don't know. What would you want more out of it?
I'm
trying to think. Like,
I want more decent color out of a 12-year-old. I want more information about what I'm drinking out of a 12-year-old.
The product itself, the packaging's beautiful.
the legs are super fast moving, and it's a super clear
Product
whiskey for 12 years
is a
old.
little bit thinner, yeah.
Yeah, so
it's a little bit on the lighter side for 12 years. Yeah, I agree with you there.
Get on top of it there, old boy.
So
aromas. What do you give the aroma?
you first now. You go back and forth.
All right.
First, last.
I give the aroma a 16 out of 20.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. I gave the aroma a 13.
Holy!
I know. You might be able to talk me up, man. I couldn't get much more past that apple and vanilla though. And then that's a little bit of salinity.
I really think that there's that's a really big dichotomy there, man. There's like
I did say the aroma was probably
like
my least favorite.
You're not going to be mistaking this aroma for another world whiskey included on this, right? You're not going to mistake this bottling blindfold for it being a malt whiskey, though. This is a malt whiskey. It knows immediately this is a malt whiskey.
There's a lot of ethanol on it.
There is a lot of ethanol on it, which is why I didn't go any further than a 16. The worst part of this whiskey is the ethanol note. Yeah. Now, you could
What about the complexity of the aroma, though?
You could talk me down on that, sure, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Tanner could talk me down.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like that's kind of why I gave it a little bit of a lower score. I might go up to a 14 to be completely honest with you. Maybe I was a little bit harsh on the aroma.
Yeah, maybe I'm a little generous, honestly. Now that you say that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like the complexity, man. Like I was getting like you said, like an orchard fruit, and then I kind of got a little bit of that like grape.
Orchard fruit, a little bit of honey, a little bit of heather.
But
you know what? That alcohol note. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm actually going to a 14. I'm going 2 points down to a 14. I agree with that.
All right, well, I'll stay at a 13 then.
We're okay. Okay, I'm going to go down on that.
I don't want to. Yeah.
No, you're good. I do now.
I feel like it's fair. I don't know. It's just
like how is
this is also, to be fair, this is all show. This is also a fresh crack. This is a first impression. Bottle hasn't had any time to aerate, so after maybe like a week or so, this might open up, might get a little bit less of the ethanol. Right now, what I'm getting is like,
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, I get orchard fruit, vanilla, and
40% should not have this much ethanol.
Yeah, true.
I'm with you on that. Okay.
Flavor?
Good with you on that, yeah.
I gave a 15 out of 20.
I gave a 16.
You give it a 16? I can see that. It's tasty. It's got some good flavor for it. It's just the intensity of the flavor I feel like is kind of lackluster. Like,
my overall note was funky malt.
I want like you said though, like the maritime.
There is a salinity to it. I feel like the salinity is more in the aroma than it is in the taste.
I want that saltiness.
Yeah, you want a Talisker. You want the Talisker product. That is super maritime.
Cheers, Angie.
So, cheers. I think, for me at least, and I wrote this with stars next to it on my notes, it's a funky malt to me. It's like it's super malty forward, and if you're not really used to, which I've had a lot of scotches, I've kind of turned into Tanner with the bourbons and American stuff, but I think this one's got like a super upfront, like if you don't like funky malts, forget this bottling.
Yeah, it's almost, would you say, like I wanted to say it earlier, but I didn't want to like throw you off. Do you almost get like a little bit of like a sour? Like remember I was saying a little bit of like an acidic. It's almost got like a little bit of like a sour kind of thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's kind of that like funky yeast thing you were talking about.
Yeah, funky yeast, and a lot of people.
What do they call it?
The malt funk. It's a malt funk. That's what people talk about.
Yeah.
Shout outs to SLB Drinks channel of YouTube. You got Kurt and what's his name? Kurt and Trenton Luddington. Trenton does not like malt whiskeys for this exact reason.
The malt funk.
The malt funk is offensive to that guy, and maybe over time I'm less into scotches, but like
See, I
think
like
when
that though because I like
Yeah.
the dusty
I
kind
do.
of aromas. I
Yeah.
like the tobaccos. I like the leathers. I like all that kind of like weird like earthy kind of thing.
Don't buy this 12-year-old and thinking you're gonna get that.
No, I'm saying it's.
But in general,
in general. Well, that it's Scotch. Like you like
I'm gonna stick with the 16.
like a Lafroig.
So yeah, we're virtually tied almost on the taste. Or flavors
Yeah,
with
I
16.
think I'm gonna.
You're 15.
I'm
I'm
gonna
16.
stick at my 15. I think it's pretty fair. I like the flavor. I just wish it was more intense.
Yeah. All right. So I started with flavor. You want to start with the?
No, I think I did flavor.
You gave me that. Okay, I'll fine. I'll go with the mouthfeel if you want.
Yeah, we go back and forth.
All right, I'll go with the mouthfeel if you want. Mouthfeel on the Old Pulteney 10-year. Ooh, that just eluded into my score. The Old Pulteney 12-year-old mouthfeel is for Thomas 75 a 10 out of 20.
See, so 10 would be literally like middle of the road, like.
It's middle of the road. Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, but what about the spice?
It has nothing to do with the mouthfeel. That's flavor. Let me go Curiosity Public.
No,
You're
but-
talking about flavor.
No, but but what about the spice and the oak? So does oak add the mouthfeel to you? Because you could literally say that like the oak adds to the mouthfeel, the astringency. And that's what I'm saying. Like the spice can intensify the overall body. You know what I'm saying?
Astringency.
The astringency of the oak and the spice can, kind of affect the
All
body.
right, man. The man talked me down to a 15 over a 16 for astringent properties of the 12-year-old.
We want to finish?
I just went back to taste. The taste was definitely astringent. Now I think about that. Yeah. No. But I'm gonna stick with the 10 on the
Supposed to be
mouthfeel.
going up here.
I know. I'm going down. I'm with you on that taste. But the mouthfeel, this 40% doesn't really do this whiskey any favors, honestly. This is a detriment to the whiskey for you being 40%.
Yeah, but you also got to think about the drinkability.
Yeah, that's.
Because would you say drinkability adds its mouthfeel? Because we don't separate drinkability as its own category. So what would you add drinkability to? The finish, or would you add it to the mouthfeel?
Maybe the finish.
Would you add it to the flavor?
Maybe the finish.
Probably the finish, because that astringency, the oak, the spice is going to justify whether or not you're going to want to
Maybe
take another sip or go back, or
Maybe the finish.
or how often are you to pour another glass?
Yeah, that gets a low. How often am I going to pour this? It's going to get an awfully low score.
Oh, really? I feel like this is super drinkable.
That's not the point, though. I would not go for this most.
Yeah, but no. I'm not saying like.
Yeah.
As far as like crazy flavor, like if you're searching for flavors and you want to like really nitpick stuff, no. For
Yeah.
something to just spend a night and have a few pours of,
Yeah.
you could easily put this back.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I would say the mouth feels like a little bit higher, like 13, because of the drinkability, because of how crushable it is.
Okay.
That's kind of why I was up there.
I'm sticking with a 10, but that makes complete sense.
Finish.
Three more points.
I gave finish. I liked a lot. I gave it 16.
Yikes.
I liked the finish.
I just gave that thing a effing 12.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I like the finish. I like the spice. I like the salinity.
Your notes are spice a lot for this whiskey.
I like the oak. It's super clean. Although you get the ethanol on the nose, you really don't get it on the finish. The finish is very clean. I don't really get much of that burn in the chest. I haven't even drank any water either. Here's some water, by the way.
Sir, if anybody's in the chat, I would implore you to go on dictionary.com and look up the definition of clean. I don't think that's very clean at all.
This?
No.
Why?
No, I think
I think it's.
I think at one point which brought me down in taste, but then again, we're talking about finish. I can just keep the finish where I am and put the taste down a little bit, and that will give me the same kind of a definition. I think that you saying astringency is actually probably realistically more of a finishing flaw to me a little bit.
Yeah, but the reason why I say clean though is because it's not. Like you said, it's a little bit. It's got a little bit of acidity. It's got a little acidity. It's got a little bit of a little bit of acidity, a little bit of salinity, a little bit of astringency.
You said acidity, yeah.
A little bit of some spice, but nothing's overpowering. Nothing's too out of control. Nothing's like overpowering.
Yeah,
that's what I mean by clean. Like everything's well balanced. Like it's like you can taste like the craftsmanship of the finish. That's why I give the finish a good score. Is because everything else kind of like the aesthetics. Like I said, the aesthetics is perfect. The aroma is a little bit kind of like a little bit ethanol forward. The flavor's a little lackluster. The mouth feels a little bit thinner. The finish, I don't know. I feel like they hit it on the finish with this one.
Yep.
Me personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna stick with that 12, and me bringing the taste down kind of balances that out.
Yeah. And what did you give value?
6 out of 10.
6. I gave it a 7.
Cool.
And being in the realm of a 12-year Scotch, $45 as of today is almost impossible to find.
Yeah,
but
the
product itself, compared to other 12 years, Glenfiddich, Glenlivet is.
I would rather go to the Glenlivet.
Much better, but
the Glenlivet's
for a newer drinker to Scotch, excuse me,
maybe
$30 to $40 range. There's really not much. Glenmorangie 10-year is probably your best bet to start off with.
Yeah.
You're going to get mostly blended whiskeys.
Yeah.
In this price range.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a 12-year with this flavor profile for this price now.
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 years ago, yeah. All over the place. 12 years, you get Lafroig 10.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit more of an expensive. I used to get Lafroig 10 for $40.
Yeah.
You ain't doing that nowadays.
No.
You're paying like $50, $55.
No.
Scotch in general has jumped up at least like $10 for most bottles. Most entry level bottles went from like $40 to $50. So this still being in that under the $50 range, I feel like it's worth the value. So that's just my thoughts on that. I'm gonna pour a little.
There's
bit
more.
And the funny part is, we went into this thinking you were gonna be the guy who was hyping this one.
I'm the guy.
I like it. I don't know.
I'm kind of borderline shitting on this.
I think
if you want, well, two things.
You know what's cool about this too? Not to cut you off, but
no, go ahead. Very good.
For somebody who doesn't normally drink Scotch, like my brothers,
drinking Irish.
Like my brothers, right?
Go ahead.
They don't normally drink whiskey. Like one of my brothers likes bourbon. My other brother isn't too big into whiskey.
Yeah.
I could give them a little glass of this and say, hey, try this neat. They would probably be impressed with this. I don't know, man. This sat in a barrel for 12 years.
Yeah.
You're paying, I don't know, less than, what would that be? So if it was 80.
Let's do a little bit of math with Tanner.
Per year.
Beer review. East Coast
Per year. What are you paying?
$3.83 a year.
A year.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Sorry.
$4.
Well, I'm going to say two things here.
$4 a year.
Different price points, right? I get it.
You're also going to defend it. They do say they use fine American oak, so they use reused American oak barrels probably.
Congratulations.
I
would say
bourbon barrels. That's right.
Truly, the maritime malt. I say effing bullshit on that. I say not the what's the word I'm looking for? Shit on East Coast Liquor Reviews channel. But I did a review. I forget how many years ago. I think I did two reviews. I at least did reviews.
What does that have to do with me?
Hold on.
I don't.
I know. But what I'm getting at is
It's not my product.
I know that, but what I'm getting at is so let's go back to the product then. That's a better way to do this. The Maritime Malt. I did a review of Talisker 10. Now that's a briny, salinity-driven Maritime Malt. Go drink that at 10 years. And the other one that I've had too is Highland Park at 12 years old. That is super the Maritime Malt. This to me, with that nomenclature on it, the Maritime Malt, that needs more salinity in brine and salt water and sea air to it. And if you go to the Talisker distillery, they give you a briny oyster. They give you an oyster on the shell, on the half shell. They put a little bit of the Talisker 10 into that oyster, and that is super the brine for days. This being the Maritime Malt, I'm not really seeing a lot of that. We didn't talk about salinity on the taste. We talked about it a little bit on the nose.
No, I said.
You got a little bit of it more on the taste. I didn't get much on the taste like I did on the aroma. Oh yeah? All right.
Yeah, no, I was saying that's why I was saying it was clean, because you get like the salinity, you get the acidity, you get a little bit of the astringent.
It doesn't remind me of this doesn't remind me of drinking something by the ocean, though. Is what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at.
Take a bigger sip.
That would. Cheers.
Get yourself a bigger sip there. This salinity builds.
Need some Talisker.
It's not. I know it's not super salty. I know what you're talking about. I can see where you're coming from.
I find it a little bit bitter. Which is. So
what was your overall number?
Not super appealing that. My overall number is going to fall to a 64 out of 100.
Oh, so you went down?
I went down. Yeah, I did.
That was at 71. Yeah, you got the calculator?
Mm-hmm. Ready.
71 plus whatever yours is divided by 2.
Huh.
What is it?
Wait a minute.
My phone died.
I mean, we're rounding up, are we?
Yeah.
Let's round up.
I believe so.
All right. Our average rating today for Talisker 10. That's why we're the drink. For Old Pulteney 12 is 67 out of 100.
So what you're telling me is we should have bought those doers.
Ooh, I have no idea. There was a 3-pack of some Caribbean and rum and another casting.
It was all their doers, all their rum, all their different.
All their
barrel.
What they call cask.
All their barrel.
Their cask series,
yeah, all
right?
their finished stuff.
Yeah, they're finished.
Yeah, it was the Mizzonaro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good experience.
Yeah, I like it.
Me overall, it needs. I think for the both of us, 40% is a little low on this for mouthfeel purposes and stuff like that. And I can now bias. Sorry, I can now see why a lot of Scotch drinkers really like sherry finish stuff. Like there's another breath of flavor that needs to be like going on in this thing. For me to give it like the edge up, I'm not going. Hashtag.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. We're like super nerdy into whiskey. If some people like,
I guess I like bourbons,
appreciate the simplicity, I guess. Because some people like aren't super crazy about the finished stuff.
Yeah,
but I can see what you're saying. Yeah, like
even you need something to kind of like elevate this whiskey. That's all I'm getting at with that. If that's finishing,
I mean, 67 out of 100 still isn't bad for like a.
If you bought this for $80, Tanner, we would feel much worse about this.
No.
The value thing would be like
$46 is perfectly fine. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I feel like I got my money's worth. Like you said, it's like $4 a year, or less than $4 a year, pretty much.
Less than $4 a year for 12 years.
Yeah.
I
want to try out their other stuff.
Yeah. Not super expensive.
Yeah, down the line, maybe we'll get some more bottles and we'll do a comparison. We've been talking about doing comparisons of lines of products like this, the smoke wagon stuff. So look out for that. Lots more whiskey reviews and stuff like that with me and Eric here. Overall, yeah, what do you say? This is a pass for you? Yeah.
It'll be a pass from me.
Yeah, you seem like you got a little bit disappointed.
Overly zealous when you saw it in the store.
A little bit disappointed at the end there.
Yeah.
I see you, but it is what it is. I mean, if you're somebody just getting into Scotch, this is not bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's easy on the wall to try
I'd
it.
still recommend it, right?
Yeah, give it a try.
Overall, you'd recommend it?
Yeah.
Would you recommend it to somebody who's a big Scotch drinker?
No.
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 Because there's really not much to write home about. It's your standard.
Again, as the Maritime Malt, look for Talisker, look for Highland Park over this.
Okay.
100%. But
see, so you have a little bit more experience with that phrase.
Maritime Malt, the Talisker distillery is on the not Islay, on Island. It's on the islands of Scotland, and literally the waves are crashing onto the distillery walls, and they're giving that, like when you smell the Talisker 10 here. Tom smells. So I challenge you to go look at that review. Like that, you almost envision the air when you're at the ocean.
Well, maybe
did not have.
Well, maybe that's a video we need to do then.
Oh, that thing got expensive. But
Versus.
Whoa, versus. This is gonna be like David versus Goliath. But whoa, hey, you never know.
Maybe that'll be a membership video.
Oh shit!
I do want to start doing more membership videos of versus bottles.
Old Pulteney versus Talisker. That's a sad story. Sorry, Old Pulteney.
You never know. Blind.
You never know.
You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna do
Put your money where your mouth
a
is.
blind video. We're gonna get the Talisker 10, and we're gonna get this one.
Or Talisker Storm.
And we're gonna blindfold Eric and give him 2 glasses, and he has to nose both of them.
I can do this.
And taste them and tell me which one is which.
I can do this.
Actually, no. You know what we need to do? Those 2, and then we'll throw something else in there into the mix.
I can.
And then you'll have to try 3 at once.
I can. I think I can tell.
You would be able to pick apart.
I think I can tell.
It's so
I think
hard.
I can tell Talisker Distillery from this.
Until you do it, dude. I did that Blanco Tequila challenge.
That sounds a little more difficult. I'll
That
agree
was
with you on that.
so difficult. Yeah.
Is that tastier?
You don't even need to hide them. You don't even need to be blindfolded because they all look the same.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there you have it. This has been fun.
Thanks.
Thank you,
man.
Eric. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for drinking this with me, doing this examination.
Come on.
Cheers, guys. Check out Eric, Townsville 75, Wildcard Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. On Wednesdays, you'll see us both over there. I show up to pretty much almost every wild card. Who knows? Maybe we'll see you guys later on tonight on someone else's show. Maybe we'll do something else ourselves here. Yeah, there you have it. Is anything else you guys can see on my channel? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my upcoming videos. Like beer. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Yes, sir.
But not after one more sip.
Yeah.
I love whiskey.